Hello everyone, I'm just gonna do a short video about how to play peewees in the early game. This is gonna be a single player test map, which means the spawns and everything is gonna be different than in a normal game. The game is gonna be slightly harder because I'm playing in single player. So even if something seems like it's not doing well or not holding here, it doesn't mean it wouldn't in a normal 3v3 game. In a normal 3v3 game, you would do fine. Alright, so generally, when you play peewees, you want to build here. But sometimes, if you have Hellraiser, Trident, or something, you could start in the spawn. That's why first I'm gonna show how to build peewees in spawn, what values hold. And after that, I will show how you should normally build peewees. I'll tell a little bit about what is not a good position and what is considered better, at least for the first few rounds. Okay, so in the spawn, you want to use the entire line. You want to use all the space. You want to get as close to the spawn as possible because you want to clear the wave faster than it spawns. And by being in spawn... Oh, I need to write test so I get that hermit sent to me. I did not get that hermit sent to me. Okay, but let's ignore that for now. As you can see, it held very easily in spawn. Peewees are very strong in spawn in the early game because they have a lot of damage and clear faster than the unit spawn, especially in the 3v3 where the unit spawn slower. On level 2, you can go 390 value. You can push 7-2. Then when the wave starts, you want to use the battalion attack to send in your peewees again. The faster you get in there to kill units, the faster you'll overwhelm the enemy. Because peewees are so strong in spawn, you can actually go 9-4 after this level. Since I cleared too fast, I will give myself crystal. No, I'm 9-4. Let's go with this value. This should be plenty to hold level 3 with peewees. You send in the units. But like this, you gotta remember that I don't get a send here. But still, if I hold this with a faster spawn than normal, then I should be able to handle a few sends in level 3 as well. And as you can see, I'm holding. So this was quite easy. Now you gotta keep in mind on level 4, if you want to keep spamming peewees, which you might not, you might want to build some other units now. Generally, going spawn peewees is only good if you can start building some Trident or Hellraiser or something now, because otherwise you're gonna have too many small units. And those are just gonna get overwhelmed very soon when the bosses start spawning at level 6 and 7, especially level 7. You gotta keep in mind on this level that you need to be 735 value, because if you go lower than this, you will not get any gold because of a game mechanic called unopposed, which will do so you get 0 gold from all units spawned on your wave, on your lane. And this is gonna be very easy. You could probably hold with 550 value, same thing as you had on level 3. Just because all your units are in the front, and they will kill the ranged units as soon as they spawn. But you need to build this to hold, otherwise you just don't get caught. This level also very easy. At this point, just in case of sense and everything, you should at least go like 1260 value. Then you're gonna hold the level easy though. Well, you're gonna hold it easy if there's no send. If there's a big send, you probably also hold easy, but yeah. And then when you have this many units, you kind of want to gather them up a bit more before you send them in. So I think it's good to use the set first in the middle. Maybe you have a ping of 100 or 200, so you can try to time it as the wave spawns. You press set, and then X afterwards on your peewees and send them in. You gotta send them in because it's just easier that way. And that's gonna be all for the spawn peewees. Because at this point, if you don't have other units to build them peewees, you're kinda screwed. You could maybe hold level 6, but on level 7, that's gonna be tough. Alright, that's gonna be all for the spawn peewees. Okay, let's try again. And then you push like normal. When you build peewees like normal, you want to start in the middle. If you build on the wall like this, you are gonna have like a bad angle where some of your peewees get picked off because some of them push forward and some of them push the side, and then they're gonna have weird movement and you're gonna lose some peewees. That's not gonna be good. You also don't want to use the entire lane when you build, because then you're gonna split up your units. They're gonna run a lot. They're gonna go to the creeps instead of the creeps going to you. You don't want that. So you want to build in the middle, and you only want to really use the middle 5 lines to start with, because that way they are so clogged up that the mobs will always go to you instead of you surrounding the mobs, and then your units getting picked off because they ran off by themselves. So let's start the wave. The units are coming to you. You prepare your send in. You send in the back peewees to the front peewees, and then you taunt the rest. This way, you keep them as clocked as possible. Then you can push 7-2. At some point, you wanna make your build wider because you don't want your units getting stuck on each other too much either. But for now, you can still just build mid like this. Then you start the wave. You wait till you see the enemies coming, and then you taunt those. When they're aligned with the front ones, you push the rest in. And then you just kinda fight. And you can see they hold that straight line, kinda. Staying close together. That's what you want to see. That only really happens when you don't spread them out too much. I mean, it can happen otherwise, but you raise your chances of a good clock. Level 2 is kinda your weak wave. But 390 should be fine. If you want to be very safe, you could go 420, just in case they send us something. But 390 should be fine. Here I leak because the units just kind of spawn fast because I'm playing single player. Oops, I pushed 9-4. That's not good. That's 120 gold. I kind of need it. So let's give myself that gold. Gold 244. Gave myself back the crystal I lost. I mean, the gold I lost. And then you have this value. I think normally I would have 660, but as you saw, I leaked 8 creeps on level 2, so now I only have 630. This should still easily hold, though. Because peewees are very good on level 3. After this level, I will pause for a second. Because as you can see, at this point, you probably have enough peewees. You're probably thinking, I don't want any more peewees. You could build more peewees. And just build like 880 value and you might hold, you might leak. You can also build a bit more and make sure you hold. If you have like 910, then I guess you hold almost every time. But at this point, if you had riflemen like me, you probably wanna maybe building like this, just for this level. After level 4, we move them to the wall. Then maybe upgrade this one. And then start the wave like this. But since this is just about peewees, I'm gonna remove those. And we go 880. At this wave, you actually kind of want them to be more spread out, because it's fine that you surround ranged waves. You just kind of need to get there fast and kill them as fast as possible. I'm probably gonna leak, because in one player mode, the units will spawn too fast and pick off my peewees too fast. So I'm not gonna hold this. I don't even know why I'm showing it, to be honest. But let's see anyway. If you want to try it, follow the picture, but try to stick close to it. It's a little risky to go 880. Just keep that in mind. Yeah. But at this point, you kind of want to figure out, do I have units to stay middle? Like, with these units, I have riflemen. I have Neo-Tank. This is a big unit that doesn't really tank. It can tank for riflemen, though. Oh, and I hold. Alright. But then with these units, I would probably start moving your left peewees over here. Because you want to start building riflemen. You want to prepare for level 10. You want to start building your ranged units. And then these are considered a buffer that kind of comes and tanks for you. So you want to build riflemen, maybe like this. And then that one a little more forward, just so it kind of takes the initial aggro. I kind of hotkey the peewees to move them faster. Because then I can just press 6 and then V to move them. And then you want to move all these peewees over here behind your ranged units. And then when the units start coming in, you want to send your peewees in. The more peewees you have, the wider your fight will go. That's why I have too many peewees in this game. And you usually only want to make peewees for the first 3 rounds. But just to show what you could do, I mean, on the picture it would also show that you can hold with 1260 and peewees on level 5. But you would only do that if you plan to stay middle, for example. Because you don't want that many peewees over here at the wall. You only want that in middle. And it's honestly still too many. But then maybe you have a tank here. This one is too far in front now. You might want a pull unit in front so they go to your tank's direction first. And then you want to keep moving these peewees, as many as you have. Like I have way too many. All of these needs to go. These kind of need to go too. But then by having the pull unit and the neo tank, they go to that. And when you see that you're about to start fighting, they're getting close to your units, then you send in your peewees and they go in front. And that's kind of all there is to peewees. You just don't really want to upgrade them. It's not worth it. Perhaps it's even better to have this pull unit up here. And I'll just sell these. So like just to show quickly how it should look. Maybe the wave starts, level 7. Start. My value is pretty low right now, but the idea is that they come, your Rifleman pulse. You can also taunt it to apply a little bit of extra aggro. And then they should go to this one first. So as you can see, my SU is actually a bit too wide right now. But you want to send in the peewees much earlier than I did to come and tank as soon as they start going to your front line. You don't want them hitting your back line. And that's all I'm gonna show. Alright, I hope something was useful.